Okay, so me and my best friend Tenley, we almost got kidnapped. Here is the story of it. So, time, place, we were in 5th grade. It was the last day of March, and that is important for a fact later on in the story. And we were picking Tenley up from school in the morning, or Tenley up to go to school in the morning. So we lived in like the same neighborhood, but we had like different multiple like subdivisions. And so my mom worked at the school. We go to pick her up, and my mom sees this chair in her neighbor's front yard, and it was like just for junk, you know, like the people, they come around in their cars and they go and they pick up the junk on the side of the street and they just like throw it in the back of the car. And yeah, so my mom was like, that is so cute, that would look amazing in our loft, and it's just like, it would match just like with the drapes perfectly, and it's like the chair, just the way it moves. All right, basically, so she wanted to go back later that night to get it. Okay, flash forward to later that night. Me, my mom, and my older sister piled in the Durango, and we drove over there to get it. And we get there, and my mom and my best friend's mom, they started talking, and they're like, oh my god, and they're talking, and me being a little devious 5th grader I was. How old are you in 5th grade? Like 12? 11? I think we were like 11, right? Me being my devious little 11-year-old self, I was like, I'm gonna sneak into Tenley's house, and I'm gonna go get Tenley. And so I snuck into her house. I went up to her room, and she was like, oh my god, what are you doing in here, Gracie? I was like, my mom is getting that chair. And she was like, oh my gosh, okay, let's go downstairs. Oh my gosh. Like, we felt really cool. Like, count how many times I say like and oh my gosh. So we're down by our parents, and they're talking, they're getting caught up in their talk. Oh my god, you know how parents do these days. Oh my god. So we were like, let's sneak away from our parents. And she's like, oh my god, they won't even see us. Oh my god, let's do it. So we were like, we thought this was like so cool, right? To just like sneak away from our parents, and like, they're gonna be so worried. Little did we know, they didn't care. No, I'm kidding. So we just, and mind you, now it's like 9:30 p.m. No, it was probably like 10. I don't know. It's like 10 o'clock at night. So it is dark. The street lights are on. The sun is down. And yeah, it was dark outside. So we snuck around to like the side of her house, closer to the road. And it was like the road, sidewalk, there's a tree. And then it's like her fence and her backyard and her house, whatever. And so we sneak over to the tree, and we're over here by the tree, and our parents are like over here. They can't see us. We're behind the tree. We were like, we thought it was so cool because we were like looking at them and all stuff. We're like spies, but like they didn't know, and they didn't really care either. Like, oh cool, you're behind the tree, like, okay. But we thought it was like so cool, and we're like, and so we were like, oh my god, they're never gonna see us. Like, let's just like jump your fence and like go in your backyard. So we're in her backyard, and we're jumping on a trampoline, and her trampoline didn't have a net, okay? So we're jumping on her trampoline, and very crucial part of the story. So basically, Tenley lived in a cul-de-sac, and it was like a cul-de-sac and another cul-de-sac, and they backed up to each other. So the backyards touched. Now, she was right here. Or no, she was right here. She was this end house. So she was an end house, and this is another end house. This is gonna be so confusing, oh my god. Okay, she was the end of the cul-de-sac, and this is the other end house and the end of cul-de-sac, and their backyards touched, okay? Makes sense? She had a fence. Her neighbor had a fence. The house next to her neighbor's, like her backyard neighbor, so the house diagonal from her, I'm like, as if you can see, the house diagonal from her backyard did not have a fence, okay? Narrow fence, and that house was abandoned. Nobody lived there. That is like crucial. Okay, also a crucial part of the story, Tenley has a little sister. Her name's Abby. She's like 2.5 years younger than us. We always joked with her that they had these really big pretty trees in their backyard, you know? Like those ones that look so pretty with the snow on it. The ones that you would pull the little pines off and like stick your friends with, and you're like, eh. So we always joked with her that there was like a man in there, like a man in the bushes is what we called it. We're like, oh Abby, like don't go playing on the trampoline at night or whatever, the man in the bushes is gonna get you. All right, resume. Okay, so we're just like jumping on our trampoline. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. We felt really cool, and her trampoline also right next to her fence, okay? Trampoline, fence, another fence, backyard, and just an open yard right here. I do a front flip. The second that I land my front flip, I am face to face with somebody I do not recognize. I am higher up than them. I am on a trampoline. I am face to face with somebody who is at the edge of Tenley's fence, like about to jump her fence. And all I noticed was black. It was just black. But I saw eyes, and it was a person. I know it was a person. And I was like, at that exact moment, this happened in like all a split second. I landed, looked, saw it, and then that second, a light turns on in Tenley's house. The little back light, the porch light, and her mom opens the door. At that exact second, she goes, Gracie, it's time for you to go, or like, your mom's ready, time for you to go. I bolted so fast off the trampoline, through Tenley's house. I didn't say anything to Tenley, anything to Tenley's mom. I ran, I had my shoes on. I didn't even like, oh, let me pause and like jump down from the trampoline. Let me just like make sure. No, I ran. The second that my foot was on the ground off of the trampoline, I was Usain Bolt. I swear, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I was so fast. I was through her house in a second. Like, if there was a pole in front of me, I would have hit it. And I was through there, through the front door, through her whole, like, out in the driveway, in the car. And the terror on my, like, face, the terror, like, running through my blood, like, my mom and my sister were like, what just happened? Like, I didn't say anything to Tenley, anything to her mom. I just ran. And I didn't even, this is so bad, but I didn't even look to see if Tenley was behind me. I was just assuming she was, and she was following me or whatever. But, I'm assuming, obviously, Tenley's mom, well, I'm not assuming, I know this, Tenley's mom didn't see the person. She didn't see him. The minute that she had turned on the light, ducked, and I freaking ran. Like, he was like, boom, and I was like, boom. Whew. So my mom and my sister are like, what just happened? What is going on? And I was like, a guy. It was literally, all I said was like, I just saw a guy, like, oh my God, like, there was a guy about to jump the fence and take me and Tenley. Like, I was like, freaking out. And my sister was like, are you sure it wasn't a garbage can? I was like, my mom was like, no, I don't think this is a garbage can. I don't think she would react like this. And I was like, for once, I was like, thank you. So we drove, so we get in the car, and my mom was like, where did you see him? And I was like, just at her fence in her backyard. So we're driving on the road next to, like, between the two cul-de-sacs, you know what I'm saying? So it's like cul-de-sac, road in between. So we're driving on the road over to the other cul-de-sac, and we see the guy, and he has his foot, or he has his leg, like, propped up against the abandoned house. So it's like the second house in. It's not the one closest to the road, but it's the one second closest to the road. He has his foot propped up against there, all black shorts. I remember specifically he had a black knee brace on and like black hood, black. And my mom unrolls the window, and mind you, I'm in the passenger seat closest to the window. So I'm like right here. I'm gonna reenact this. I'm like right here. My mom unrolls the window. She's over here. She's like, and she's like, it's like, and I'm sitting here, and I have like a hood on. I was like, and like I hunched in my seat so much, I was like, but like just enough so I could see, and I was like, my lip was quivering. I'm like, I'm kidding. And my mom, she's sitting there and she goes, hey! And all of a sudden, he just ducked. And mind you, like, there was a fence there, like, in the house closest to the road, there was a fence. So what I'm thinking where he was coming from was that he was probably thinking that we couldn't see him. You know, he thought he was, okay, I'm ducking under the fence. Incorrect. I almost said wrong, and then like incorrect, it would have been like resurrect, you know what I'm saying? Like resurrection. Anyways, he ducked as soon as my mom said that. And then she goes, what are you doing? And I'm sitting here, I'm like, and and my sister's in the back, and she's this whole time, she's like, my boyfriend's there's a cop. Do you want me to call him? I call him right now. I'll call him right now. She's on the phone with her boyfriend. Yeah. Yeah, we might need you. And my mom's like, Liv, I got it handled. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, and I'm like texting Tenley. And I'm like, bro, dude, we caught him. No, I'm kidding. I didn't text her yet. So she's like, what are you doing? As soon as she says that, he just takes off running through more backyards, more whatever. Didn't see him again. And then we circled around the cul-de-sac one time. There was one old lady, and she was outside working in her garage. And I was like, oh my God, I was like, Mom, should we tell her? Like, what if something? And my mom was like, it's fine, Grace. And I was like, so then we go home. And I call Tenley, and I'm talking to Tenley, oh my God, can you believe this? My mom just got kidnapped. We were talking about this, and my mom, she said to Tenley's mom, she's like, you know, if you weren't too worried, I would let your dog out and let him, you know, if this guy's out there, he might bite him, because she had a boxer, and if he wanted to, he could have like attacked, you know, but love that guy, love you, Bax. Anyways though, yo, him and Rocco, hardcore, they're playing up there, they're having fun. Anyways, we were like texting, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and she was like, okay, yeah, we just let him out and we're calling the cops right now. It was like midnight at this point, okay? And my mom was like, okay, they called, whatever. Like 2 minutes later, Tenley's mom calls and she's like, just kidding, we didn't call the cops and we didn't let Baxter out. And my mom's like, what? Why not? And she goes, happy April Fool's Day. And we were all like, oh my God. Like, I was like, who cares if it's April Fool's Day? I would still like, whatever. Moral of the story, well, conclusion of the story, we went to school the next day. And we were telling people. And nobody believed us. Why, Gracie, why? Well, if you haven't picked it up already, the next day was April Fool's Day. And nobody believed us. But nobody believed us. Okay. If she'll answer. Yes. Okay, hi. I'm doing a YouTube video right now, and I'm putting this in there, so be careful if you say anything. But I just want to make sure, I want you to verify that this indeed did happen. And that, like, we don't know who the person was, and that, like, it legit happened and we saw this.
Unfortunately it did.
Yeah.
And, wait.
What?
I look like this on YouTube, really?
You look fine.
Whatever. Yeah, I remember that night, I could not sleep. Like, I was texting you. Oh my God. Please don't put that.
You're fine. I'm not even showing your face right now.
Yeah, that was scary.
And nobody believed us, did they?
Nobody, because it was April Fool's the next day, of course.
Literally, nobody believed us. But it's fine. It's okay.
But, yeah, I say that's probably one of the scariest things that's ever happened to me. And then,
I have a question really quick.
Yes.
did you see me just like take off running? And did you take off running after me, or did you stop? Because I didn't even look at you.
At the same time, because my mom walked out and she was like, okay guys. And we looked back and we were like, oh my god.
It was like bolted.
You bolted through my house to the front and left. You just left. But,
Alright, thank you for vouching for me.
you're welcome.
Alright, love you, bye. There you have it, folks. Thank you guys for watching. If you would like to see more story times, let me know. I have embarrassing, weird, funny, scary, you name it, literally. I've got loads. And I will do story times with those people. If I'm still friends with some of them, I literally have like 2 friends. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If I literally don't upload until Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Love you all. Goodbye. Peace.